Hello and welcome to the VetHelpVet Jumpstart Your Marketing Workshop. As we begin, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Comcast, the City of San Jose, International Line Builders, the California Department of General Services, the California Water Association, AT&T celebrating 50 years of building on supplier diversity success, and the nationwide network of the elite SDVOB. Thank you. We appreciate your support. Also, as we begin, a little housekeeping. You should have a worksheet to complete during this workshop. We're going to take breaks periodically to allow you to complete each section, and you'll be able to ask questions during the workshop, and we'll handle them on breaks and at the end. So if you haven't done so already, please download your worksheet. It's going to come in very handy. This workshop today is based on the Awakened CEO system, a balanced and comprehensive approach to business growth on multiple levels. We teach that it's important to be balanced in the key performance areas of business: leadership, sales, service and delivery, marketing, product development, operations and administration, and financial management. And today's workshop is all about marketing. In other workshops, we'll address some of the other key performance areas of business. We're going to talk about three things today. First, we're going to talk about why is marketing important. Then we're going to talk about what is marketing. Then we're going to take a few minutes breaks to answer your questions on the first two topics. And we'll come back and finish the workshop by talking about creating and executing your marketing plan. First, why is marketing important? Well, the bottom line is your company is not going to survive without good marketing. And it's one of the most difficult and expensive aspects of your business. As it turns out, it's tough to get marketing experience, and marketing is both an art and a science, and it's rapidly changing. So marketing is very important to your business because you have to be good at it or you won't survive, and it's very, very difficult to do. Most companies today are product-driven companies. Product-driven companies innovate first, but unfortunately, product-driven companies only have about a 1 or 2% success rate. Market-driven companies find a need in the marketplace first, and market-driven companies can have a 90% success rate. So it is extremely important that you become a market-driven company as soon as possible. Because if you prove that the market wants your product or service with exactly the price point and exact feature set that you intend to create before you even develop your product, you're going to have a much, much higher probability of success. So it's important for you to understand what marketing is. We say marketing is these different things: market research, branding and positioning, product management, pricing and packaging, developing alliances and routes to market, and lead generation. What marketing is not sales. Sales starts when you are in a conversation with a prospect, and marketing is everything that leads up to that conversation. Now, in today's modern digital society, we have automated sales systems, and automated sales systems really confuse the demarcation line because they enable you to sell something to a prospect or sell something additional to a customer without ever having a conversation with that customer. But for today's purposes, we're going to talk about marketing as everything that leads up to that conversation with, that dialogue with a prospect, whether that dialogue be between a human and a human, or whether that dialogue be automated into a system that you have created. It's important for you to do your market research, and your market research is many different things. It's competitive research, industry research, technical research, and customer and prospect research. It's important for you to know exactly what your competition is doing. It's important for you to know what trends are happening in your particular industry. It's very important for you to keep up on technology. And it's very important for you to understand what your customers and your prospects look like and feel like, what their demographics are, what their psychographics are, and what they're thinking and feeling. Marketing is also about branding, because your brand is established every time you come into contact with your customers or prospects. You have to stay current and fresh with the marketplace, and your brand has to be updated every 3 to 5 years, because people infer the quality of your product or service by the quality of your branding. Marketing is also about product management, which is determining which products, services, and experiences to offer to your customers. And it's about managing the projects to develop and launch them into the marketplace. Product management is also concerned with managing the life cycle of those products, services, and experiences. Marketing is also control of pricing strategies, and there are 3 of them. There's the cost-plus strategy, the competition-based strategy, and value-based pricing strategy. Cost-plus pricing says that we're going to take our cost of building a product and we're going to mark it up by a particular percentage. Competitive-based pricing says we're going to pay attention to whatever the competition is charging for similar products, services, and experiences, and we're going to price our products and services and experiences accordingly to differentiate ourselves from the competition or to send the message that we are the same as the competition. Value-based pricing says that we're going to base the price of our products on the value that it brings to our customers, independent of what everybody else is charging and independent of what our actual costs are. One of the rules about pricing is that when you change your price, you change your prospects. Because when you change your price, you change the prospects you attract, because some people will want a more expensive product or service, and you actually don't even have to change the product at all in order to change your marketplace and change your financial condition just by changing the price. Marketing is all about packaging too, because your packaging has to be consistent with your pricing and branding strategy. Quality packaging goes with premium pricing, and poor packaging never goes with a high price. One of the things you should know about packaging is that it's often far more expensive than you think it's going to be. It can cost $50,000, $60,000, even $100,000 or more to get the packaging just right for a product that goes on big box consumer shelves. Marketing is also about developing alliances and partnerships, and those alliances can take many forms. They can be distributors, dealers, consultants, and integrators, and referral partners, and also affiliates in today's modern digital marketing world. It's very important for you to have affiliate partners who will take a portion of the revenue you enjoy for sending people to your websites. And marketing is about routes to market, and there can be a lot of different routes to market, which are the ways you introduce your products to your customers and prospects, and the way that you actually consummate the sale. You can have a direct sales approach where your products are only sold by salespeople who work for you. You can have a channel sales approach where you might have different people selling your products and services, third parties who act as contractors to you. You can have agents and brokers who facilitate the contracts, distributors and dealers, and retail outlets. And of course, today you can also have online sales. So there are a lot of different ways to actually get your products into the marketplace. And last but certainly not least, marketing is about lead generation. In fact, some people say that the entire purpose of having marketing in the first place is to generate qualified leads. Lead generation can take many forms. It can be traditional advertising, such as TV, print, and radio, and outbound telemarketing, direct mail, networking, referrals, and digital advertising. And digital advertising is really taking the world by storm. Digital advertising can be in the form of banner ads, emails, AdWords, and social media advertising. So that's what marketing is. We talked about why marketing is so important for you, that market-driven companies are far more successful than product-driven companies, and we talked about these 6 different functions of marketing. So now we want you to take a break. Take a break and look at your worksheets and ask yourself how you are doing in the area of marketing and how you are doing in each one of these different marketing activities. We're going to take a break and answer some questions, and when we come back, we're going to talk to you about creating and executing your marketing plan. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back. In this 3rd section of our program today, we're going to talk about creating and executing your marketing plan. So you've learned a little bit about why marketing is so important to your company. You've taken a look at the different functions of a marketing department and assessed your strengths and weaknesses in each one of those areas of marketing. And now we're going to talk about creating and executing your market plan. So what do you do? Here are some recommendations for you. The first two things that I want you to do is get your arms around your budget. And then we want you to build your marketing team. So how much should you budget for marketing? Typically, for an ongoing business, it's 5 to 8% of revenue, but that's for established product and services businesses. It's much higher for digital products because there's just no cost of delivery at all, and it's much higher for startups, companies that may not have any revenue at all. But here's the bottom line about your budget and why this is important. The smaller your budget, the more you have to do yourself, and the smaller your target market needs to be. There's a great book called Crossing the Chasm by Jeff Moore that talks about understanding how important it is to niche your specific marketplace. The reason why you want a very small market, if you have a very small market budget, is because word of mouth advertising or word of mouth referrals is by far the most effective lead generation technique. And you're not going to get that if you're broadcasting a message to a nationwide market that most people don't hear. You want to be known in your specific marketplace. You want to be seen and heard every place in a very small niche so that you can leverage your marketing dollars and turn those marketing dollars into word of mouth advertising and word of mouth referrals. You also need to have a marketing team. And that marketing team can be strategists and coaches, branding experts, graphic artists, copywriters, digital marketing experts, and advertising experts. So, once you have set your budget and built your marketing team, then you need to find the pain in the marketplace and confirm your solution. And this is probably the most important thing at all. We want you to find and fix the pain. Find a pain, not just a little pain, but a severe pain in the marketplace, and then ideally create an immediate fix for that pain, because it is much better to sell aspirin than vitamins. When you're selling wellness, when you're selling long-term solutions, when you're selling foundational education, it is very difficult to get a passionate response out of your prospect. But if you're selling an immediate fix to a severe pain, it takes far less marketing dollars to do so. So ideally, as you build your business, as you expand your business, focus on finding severe pain in the marketplace and then fixing it immediately. A second rule about marketing is that you are not the marketplace. The marketplace does not think and feel like you do. The votes of your friends, neighbors, and family don't count either. The marketplace doesn't care about you. They only care about their pain and their pleasure, and it is very, very difficult to predict what the market will buy. You have to ask and you have to test. Here's one of my favorite sayings. To sell John Brown what John Brown buys, you must see the world through John Brown's eyes. And to do that, you have to ask John Brown what he is thinking and feeling. We talked earlier about paying attention to the competition, and one of the fundamental rules of this is that there's always competition. Some of the competition is direct, and other competition is indirect. For example, if you have a taco stand, you might consider your only competition to be other taco stands, but I think that's pretty short-sighted. Your competition could be the sandwich shop on the corner, or the donut shop down the street, or the full-scale restaurant just a block away. Or it could be the competition of just staying home and having a sandwich out of stuff in your own refrigerator. Studying your competition can provide great clues on what your market really wants, and it takes an assumption that at least some of your competitors are hard-working geniuses, so you watch what they do, and if they're successful in business, then they have found a niche, and they will give you valuable clues as to what your marketplace really needs and really wants. We are huge advocates of the lean startup methodology. It is an iterative approach where you discover your market by asking and listening to what your marketplace says, and then you confirm your understanding before you move forward, and you do that over and over and over again. Most product-driven companies make the assumption that the marketplace will want what they are inventing in their garage. Market-driven companies make an alternative assumption. They assume that they don't know what the marketplace really wants. So they ask and they listen and they find out who their customers really are, and they find out what their customers really want and what their customers really want to pay for their products and services and experiences. And then they design a product to match that particular customer need. So after you've set your budget, built your marketing team, found the pain in the marketplace, and confirmed your solution, then you develop your products, services, and experiences. After you have developed your products, services, and experiences, then you develop your branding and your positioning, and you create your messaging. And here's some tips when it comes to creating your messaging. The first tip is the marketing equation itself. The marketing equation is 4 steps. You interrupt, then you engage, then you inform, and then you make an offer. You interrupt with a headline, you engage to get some sort of emotional appeal and establish a connection with your marketplace, then you inform them with the details of your products, services, and experiences, and then you have a call to action at the end of every marketing message that you put out there. It's important for you also to know that as you're putting out your marketing messages, you have to constantly be changing your tactics. And that's because people rapidly learn to filter out unimportant information. They get thousands of messages a day delivered in a lot of different ways, and you have to continually change your tactics in order to be heard, in order to break through the filters that they naturally have that filter out all insignificant messages. There's been quite an evolution in marketing over time. Originally, we had face-to-face marketing and then print ads, and along came radio and TV and then direct mail. Then teletype and telex came into fashion, and fax machines came about with auto dialers. Then we had events, emails, banner ads, pay-per-click, social media, and mobile media. And we're seeing a tremendous trend in communication that print is dying out. Newspapers and magazines are getting shut down left and right. TV ads are dying, messages are getting shorter, video is everything, and mobile is the media. So when you design your messaging, take all of those things into consideration. Make sure that you're using the marketing equation. Make sure you understand that your messages probably should be delivered in video, and they should be specifically designed for the smartphone market. It's been suggested that in just a few years, 80 to 90% of all interaction is going to be based on that handheld computer we call a smartphone today. So you need to design your marketing campaigns and your messaging specifically for that market. After you have developed your branding and positioning and creating your messaging, then you want to determine your brand awareness and lead generation strategy. Brand awareness messaging is when you put your name out without an offer. It could be on sponsorships, billboards, and other signage. It generally does not follow the marketing equation, and unfortunately, it only pays off in the long term. It's very difficult to measure, and it's not likely to generate a high volume of leads. Only really the largest companies that can afford to do brand awareness messaging today. Most companies invest their marketing dollars in lead generation activities that are measurable. They have a trackable call to action in the form of a discount code, special 800 numbers, email addresses, or some other method in order to measure the success of a lead generation campaign. So, after you have developed your branding and positioning and creating your messaging and determined your brand awareness and lead generation strategy, then it's time to execute your brand awareness and lead generation campaigns. And after that, the money just starts rolling in, right? No, that's really not true. After that, you have to sell, you have to deliver, you have to listen to your marketplace and adjust all of your marketing plans again and again and again. We're going to take a break, the final break of our session today, and answer any questions that you might have. Before we do, we want to thank our sponsors again. Comcast, the City of San Jose, International Line Builders, the California Department of General Services, the California Water Association, the Elite SDVOB Nationwide Network, and AT&T. Thank you very much for your sponsorship. We really do appreciate you. And if there's anything that we can do at VetHelpVet to help your business be more successful, please reach out to us. We have a lot of workshops and a lot of products and services that you might find valuable as you grow your business. This is Paul Hoyt saying thank you. Let's open it back up for questions, and we'll see you again on the next workshop.